Welcome to your first lesson of math in the 2021 school year. Today we're going to be on Desmos, so make sure you click Tuesday, January 5th on your digital notebook and click Desmos. When you click it open, it'll look something like this. Now remember, when you have a Desmos account, you have to sign in with Google. It'll pop up another window, and then you will be able to enter a code. Or what you can do is click on below it, it'll have your, what's cool about Desmos is it'll have your recent activities. Obviously, since I'm a teacher, it will be different on my end, but when you open it, it should look something like this. The unit will be called Will It Hoop? So what your first slide should look like is something like this. It says slide 1, create the line of best fit. So remember, a line of best fit is where the data points are going to be lined up you're going to draw a line to line up the data points as accurate as you can, as many as you can on the line. And obviously, if all of them can't get on the line, that's okay. Just make sure the dots or points above it are about the same as well as below them, because we want to make sure we create a line that best fits this data. So take a second, draw your line, and click the next button. Now that you've done so, when you click next, what you're going to answer here is, it says lines used to be the only kind of mathematical relationship we needed. Lots of models are linear. Linear means straight, it's consistent, it's increasing or decreasing the same amount. But lines are the wrong model here. Obviously, if we're throwing a basketball, we can't have a straight line or a linear line. What needs to happen is, what is the real question? So answer this question, what does your line say will happen to the basketball? So this straight line here, what does this line specifically say is going to happen to our basketball? So take a minute and go ahead and answer that question. Now that you've answered it, it should say similar, something like, my ball will continuously go into the sky, or it'll go to the moon, or something crazy like that. Anything to do with it'll increase consistently forever and ever. So go ahead and click the next button. So what we have here is called a parabola, or a quadrilateral relationship. A quadratic relationship. So when we have lines or situations where we can't draw a linear line, a straight line, we're going to have curved lines. So instead we use a relationship called quadratic relationships, which can be useful when problems involve gravity or area. So think about when you drop your phone out of your pocket. That's going to be a parabola, where it started and where it ended up. In this activity, we're going to be introducing graphs of quadratic relationships. First, we're going to only use our eyes alone to make some predictions about a man playing a basketball game. So if we click the next button, what's going to happen here is, and I'll zoom in, we have a man playing basketball. So while we watch the video, we're going to guess, did the ball go in or out? So what you're going to do is watch this video, and you can play it as many times as you want. Do you think the ball will go in or out? So go ahead and take a guess. I'm going to guess for this situation, I think it's going to go in, because I think it's going to go and just smack dab right in the middle. So once you do, make sure you hit submit for these shot predictions, because it will count on for later on. So then we're going to look at the second one here, and you're going to make the same prediction. Will it go in or out? And at any time, you can always pause this video and click through and do the different shots. But I'm going to say this is probably going to go in as well. Also, make sure you hit submit too. You don't have to have the same answers as me, obviously, because I could be wrong, I could be right. We're just predicting. I think this one's actually going to go out. Why not? We're just doing a prediction based on what we're seeing. So after shot 3, continue on until shot 7. So go ahead, pause the video, do the shots on what you think they're going to be. Okay, so at this time you should be on shot 7, page 10 of 30. So I guessed that this ball will go in, but you can definitely guess if it went out or in. So then now what we're going to do is analyze each shot. So now we predicted with just looking with the naked eye. Now we're actually going to create a parabola of the trace of where the where the ball is going to go. So now that I've traced it, I previously said that the ball would go in. So now actually drawing a parabola, I actually think it still might go in. So I'm going to predict in. And once I do, make sure you hit submit because again, later on, we're actually going to know what the answers are. So go ahead and do shots 2 through 7 and predict what you think it's going to be. Make sure you move the parabola in order to best represent what the ball location will be. So now you should be on analyzing shot 7, slide 17. So again, I said that this would previously go in, and I'm going to guess since I drew the parabola, I think it's still going to go in. So now you're going to click the next one. And this is where we stopped for the day. It says, let's see the answers. First, do you think you are more confident in your predictions or the parabolas? So the predictions were these slides right here where we watched the video and said if it went in and out, or do you think actually drawing the parabola or the graph, do you think that better represents what we're feeling? So I'm going to say I'm more confident in my parabolas because I can actually visually see where the ball might end up. And if you think that your predictions you're more confident in your predictions, you can say something along the lines of you're more of a visual person, so you know where it's going to end up based on your predictions, anything of the sorts. So remember, these are questions that you need to answer, not me. But tomorrow we will figure out what the actual answers are.